Hello, friends! Welcome back to Get Happy, Be Fit. It's the first Monday of 2021. Moving into a new year is always exciting, and especially this year, it seems to glow with the promise of possibility. I talked last week about the fact that a lot of times we think we're going to wake up New Year's Day and things will magically change. We'll be more motivated than we've ever been, and this year will be different. This year you'll be a new person and finally meet your goals. But New Year's Day doesn't change anything in and of itself. Your life will only be different if you make it different. And that takes time, and it requires taking ownership of your life. So many unexpected things happened in 2020 that affected so many of us so much. And so 2021 feels like this new chance. But life has always had challenges and always will. There will still be challenges in 2021. We'll still have hurdles and struggles that we need to get over. And when we make goals, motivation will still wane and bad habits will still remain if we don't take ownership of our lives and decide to change things. Instead of laying down and letting the circumstances of life destroy and keep you from any forward movement, work on changing how you respond to those circumstances. The world is not against you, even when it really feels like it is. You don't have control over everything that happens to you, but you do have control over your actions and what you do in response to those circumstances. Sometimes you can just simply make a decision to change how you respond to struggles and negative circumstances in life. Sometimes having that resolve that you will respond differently can help you control your reactions. But sometimes you need the help of a professional, someone who knows how to identify the things holding you back when you don't know what's internally driving your responses. I say all the time how beneficial therapy is, but it's only beneficial if you take the wisdom they provide and apply it to your life. You have to do the work. But like I always say, it's so worth it. And is a huge reason I've been able to accomplish all of the things I've accomplished in the last few years. I did the work, but I wouldn't have known where to start without the help and wisdom of my therapists. Things will never magically change, but you can change them by growing and changing your mindset and by taking action. One way to take action is to create new habits. I've mentioned this in previous podcasts, but a good way to choose what habits you want to create is to decide what it is you want to accomplish. Maybe it's writing a book or writing music, drawing every day, meeting a certain fitness goal, having a consistently clean and organized house, which is what I want to do. Once you've figured out or decided what it is that you want to do, imagine being the person who's doing what you want to be doing and living the life that you want to live. What does their life look like on a day-to-day basis? What are their habits? And how do you start taking the steps to make those habits? Because it can feel real daunting to be like, oh, I'm just gonna live my life like this person who's doing everything I wanna do. So, an example of where to start for, say, writing a book or writing music. You could take 2 hours, maybe more, maybe less, out of your week to sit down and write. Even if it's terrible and you know you'll never use it and it will never see the light of day, if you get in the habit of writing no matter what, you will eventually write something awesome that you're really proud of. Something I read once that is a really good rule of thumb when it comes to this type of goal is get it written, then get it right. And for a fitness goal, say you want to get to a point where you're working out 5 to 6 days a week, start with doing it 2 or 3 days a week. And once you've consistently done that, add another day. And over time, you'll get there. And for keeping a clean and organized house, which again is something I'm doing, pick a few daily tasks. And once those are second nature, add some more. Creating habits takes time. I have a lot of habits I want to create this year. So many that I know I won't be able to do them all at once. I know that I just have to keep going, and eventually those things will become habits and I'll hardly have to think about them. I love having a routine. I can be so much more consistent when everything is planned out and repetitive and done at the same time every day. But with my chosen professions, I can't count on a set schedule ever. So I have to make the decision every day to keep track of the habits I want to create. That way, I can see over time how I'm becoming more and more consistent, and the days I'm doing them are growing, and the days I'm not doing them are shrinking. I also keep my focus on the overarching goal instead of the immediate task at hand, because sometimes those tasks that are a means to an end to this ultimate goal can seem super tedious and not fun. And that applies to working out too. I say all the time that the thing that keeps me motivated is my end goal, is wanting to accomplish something. In the past, when I would make a New Year's resolution to create a bunch of habits, I would do really well for a few weeks. Then, inevitably, something would stop me from doing the things that I set out for myself, and I would get mad. I'd feel like I didn't succeed in what I wanted to do because I hadn't done it every day, so I would give up because I expected perfection from myself. I felt like I had already broken my New Year's resolution and I was a failure who could never stick to anything, so what was the point in trying? And clearly, with this attitude, I never created lasting change. So something I suggest if you're trying to create some positive habits, keep track of them without judging yourself for the days you miss, and always celebrate the days you succeed, because that will help them grow. I log my habits and daily goals in an app called Strides. I love it, and it gives me a good visual of my consistency with tracking habits. Knowing that it will take time to create these habits and that I don't have to be perfect to eventually make them second nature gives me the freedom to miss some things on some days and not judge myself. I already missed some of them yesterday, but I still plan on making them habits this year. Making changes doesn't take putting pressure on yourself or beating yourself up when you don't do what you plan to do. Remember to do all of these things and pursue any goal from a place of love and excitement. And don't compare yourself to others. You are an individual with a unique personality who has experienced circumstances in a very personal way that cannot be directly compared to anyone else or their reactions to the same circumstances. Concentrate on yourself and know that everyone's journey is different and no one is better than anyone else. Your life won't be different overnight, but if you keep going, at some point, you'll look back and think, oh wow, I'm exactly where I wanted to be when I first decided to make these changes. I'm so glad I didn't give up. You can create the life you want. You can make the changes needed to accomplish the goals you've dreamed about. Tell yourself every day that you have the power and always keep going. Before I go, I wanted to let y'all know that for the month of January, I'm going to be offering my personalized workout programs for 50% off. So a one-time, one-week plan is only $25 when you purchase it in the month of January. This plan will be completely tailored to you, and I will give you suggestions on how to progress your routine over time to keep seeing results without having to pay for week-to-week, month-to-month adjustments. If you want ongoing adjustments and coaching based on your preferences and progress, and you want assistance with your plan as you go, it's $50 a month right now. And this is only if you sign up in the month of January. So if you're interested or have any questions, shoot an email ASAP to gethappybefit@gmail.com. All right, that's all for today.